Turning 70 isn't the end of the road, but ignoring the risks could cost you dearly. You might think traveling after 70 is just like when you were 40. Think again. Many older adults still carry the spirit of adventure within them, the memories of long-haul flights, cobbled European streets, and quiet mornings with coffee in some faraway place. And they believe that with a neatly packed suitcase and a bit of life experience, they can still take off like they used to. But the truth is different. After 70, your body changes. Your brain processes information more slowly. Sleep isn't as deep. And one small misstep, forgetting your medications, booking the wrong hotel, underestimating the incline of a stone-paved street, can turn your dream vacation into a costly and dangerous ordeal. The scariest part, it's not that you're no longer strong enough to travel, it's that you don't always see the risks coming until it's too late. This message isn't meant to scare you into staying home. It's meant to help you keep going wisely. Together, we'll uncover 5 common risks that most people over 70 tend to overlook, from obvious health issues to hidden threats like emotional isolation or financial scams that could cost you your retirement savings. Don't let this chapter of life, which should be full of peace and beautiful memories, turn into a maze of stress and setbacks simply because you didn't see the danger coming. If you've ever thought you knew enough to travel without worry, this guide may change your mind. And if you're planning your next journey, this might just be the map you didn't know you needed. 1. Medical risk. When a misplaced pill could cost you your life, medical complications are the most underestimated risk older adults face when traveling after 70. The body no longer reacts as swiftly, and a seemingly minor issue, like losing your medication, becoming exhausted, or encountering unexpected weather, can quickly become life-threatening. Take the story of James, age 74. A lifelong travel enthusiast, he and his wife embarked on a cruise hoping for a peaceful vacation. But on the 4th day, James suffered a heart attack. Right in the middle of the ocean, the ship had to wait hours before docking, and although he survived, the ordeal left him shaken. Later, he admitted, "I was too confident. I thought a cruise was the safest option." Many seniors fall into the same false sense of security. They assume their domestic health insurance will automatically cover treatment abroad, but most policies don't extend beyond U.S. borders. They think packing their medications is enough, yet place them in checked luggage that could be lost. They rarely ask whether local hospitals accept foreign insurance or have geriatric specialists on staff. These oversights can cost more than comfort. They can cost you your health, your time, or a large chunk of your retirement savings. Before any trip, seniors should consult their doctor for a health checkup and a signed list of current medications. Keep your medicine with you at all times, not in your suitcase, and bring an extra supply for at least 5 to 7 days. Print out a list of your medications, translate it into English if necessary, and keep it in your wallet. Also, research nearby hospitals before you travel, especially if you have pre-existing conditions. Most importantly, invest in a travel insurance plan tailored for your age group. It may seem like an unnecessary expense until you're staring down a $20,000 emergency evacuation or a surgery in a foreign country. Florence, 72, once needed an ambulance while visiting Greece. Without insurance, the $10,000 bill would have completely wiped out the retirement fund she and her husband had spent years building. Forgetting a pill might have been a small mistake in your younger days, but after 70, it could be the thin line between a beautiful vacation and one that ends in crisis. 2. Cognitive fatigue. When the brain becomes overloaded and decisions go wrong, some trips don't wear out your body right away, but they quietly overwhelm your mind. Cognitive fatigue is often underestimated, especially among older adults who pride themselves on life experience. But after 70, the brain doesn't process information as quickly as it once did. Constant changes in environment, language routine, and surroundings can overload your thinking without you even realizing it. Picture this. You've just stepped off a long flight, surrounded by thousands of unfamiliar faces. The signs are written in a language you don't quite understand. Announcements echo through the airport. You need to find the exit, collect your luggage, locate your transport, and travel onward to your accommodation. If you've ever felt disoriented just because your local grocery store rearranged its aisles, imagine how much harder your brain has to work to adjust in a foreign country. This overload can lead to poor decision-making. Some seniors get lost in cities they thought they knew because they forgot the name of their hotel. Others accidentally double their payment because they misread the currency. Some board the wrong train or taxi, or worse, become easy targets for scams because they appear confused or distracted. Most of these incidents happen on the first day of travel, when the brain is under maximum pressure from jet lag and poor sleep. An 80-year-old man who frequently travels internationally once shared his simple strategy. He always chooses morning flights so that travel days feel like an extended workday, keeping his body clock more stable. It may seem like a small detail, but that decision helps him stay mentally alert and oriented throughout the journey. The solution isn't to avoid new experiences. It's to slow down how you absorb them. Don't cram too many activities into a single day. Leave breaks between stops. Print your itinerary on paper rather than relying on your phone. Pause and rest after each leg of travel. And don't hesitate to cancel an activity if your mind starts to feel foggy. A memorable trip is not the one you race through, but the one you're fully awake to enjoy. 3. Falls and injuries. One misstep can take away the rest of your freedom. Falling isn't a minor incident once you've passed 70. A stumble at home may leave you sore for a few days. But if it happens abroad, on a steep alley, or a slick stone sidewalk, the result could be a fractured bone, a hospital stay surgery, and months of rehabilitation. Many older adults still feel agile, confident in their morning walks and daily stair climbs, until they find themselves in unfamiliar surroundings, where the body can no longer react fast enough. Take Linda, for example. At 78, she was healthy and active, walking her neighborhood every day. As a retirement gift, she and her best friend traveled to Europe. But just 2 days into their trip to Italy, while strolling through a dimly lit alley, she misjudged a curb and slipped, breaking her hip. Though she was rushed to a hospital, the trip had to be canceled. Recovery took over 6 months, and she's since been too afraid to travel again. From a free-spirited explorer, she became someone who rarely left home. Falling is one of the top travel risks for seniors, yet few plan for it. The reason is simple. At home, you know every corner and step by heart. Abroad, everything is unfamiliar. Hotel bathroom floors are often more slippery. Stairs may lack handrails. Streets might be more uneven than expected. And many hotels' tourist sites, or public transport systems, aren't built with older adults in mind. All it takes is one misstep, while tired, distracted, or carrying a heavy bag, for an accident to happen. It's not just the terrain, it's the accumulated fatigue. Days of travel, packed schedules, poor sleep and inconsistent meals, all wear down your body's control. Slower reflexes mean your eyes don't see the hazard before your feet have already moved. For those with joint problems, bone degeneration, or simply less frequent activity, the risk is even greater. So how can you prepare? Choose destinations with senior-friendly infrastructure. Avoid mountainous regions or places with tricky terrain. Don't overbook your itinerary, especially during the first and last 2 days of travel. Always wear slip-resistant shoes. Consider a folding cane or lightweight trekking pole for balance on walks. Before traveling, get your joints, eyes, and balance checked. Most importantly, listen to your body. If you're tired, rest. If the path ahead looks unsafe, find another. No vacation is worth sacrificing your independence, your health, or the freedom you've spent a lifetime preserving. One fall can take more than just your ability to stand. It can take your confidence to move forward. But that risk can be prevented if you're willing to look beyond the pretty photos in a travel brochure. 4. Infections and weakened immunity. When a glass of water can send you to the hospital, it doesn't take a major accident. like a fall or a heart attack. Just a glass of unfiltered water, a salad rinsed with local tap water, or the elevator handrail in a crowded airport can lead to serious illness when your immune system is no longer what it used to be. Many older adults assume they can still eat and drink like they did when they were younger, or that simply avoiding raw foods is enough. But the truth is, after age 70, your risk of infection is significantly higher. That's because your immune system becomes slower and less responsive to new bacteria and viruses in unfamiliar environments. Illnesses that may cause just a day of discomfort in a younger person, like a cold stomach bug or mild fever, can cause severe dehydration, blood pressure drops, acute kidney problems, or even require hospitalization in older adults. Airplanes are among the riskiest places for catching infections. You sit next to strangers for hours, breathing recirculated air, and touching surfaces like tray tables, armrests, and food packaging, all of which harbor bacteria. Hotels' tour buses and public restrooms may look clean, but often aren't thoroughly disinfected. And if you use a cane or walker, you're likely to touch even more surfaces than the average person, unknowingly bringing germs to your hands. Then there's food. Every country has its own cooking styles, spices, and water sources. A senior's digestive system tends to be less resilient, and the liver and kidneys process toxins more slowly. Even a safe-looking meal that your body isn't used to can trigger intense reactions. Many cases of norovirus, salmonella, or E. coli don't happen because food is dirty, but because your body isn't used to the local microorganisms. So how can you protect yourself? Before your trip, make sure your vaccinations are up to date, especially flu and pneumococcal vaccines. If traveling to tropical regions, consult your doctor about additional shots. Bring hand sanitizer, disinfectant wipes, and wear a mask in crowded areas. Never drink tap water unless it's been boiled or filtered. Avoid raw foods, fresh seafood, or anything pre-prepared from unverified vendors. Refrain from touching your face in public places. And always carry digestion aids, oral rehydration salts, and probiotics. Some believe being careful is enough, but at this stage in life, you need more than caution. You need awareness. A single unfamiliar bacteria can weaken your immune system for a week, and on a trip, a week of illness could mean losing the journey entirely. Don't let an unwashed salad ruin a vacation you've been planning for months, and don't dismiss the small things. Just because they never affected you in the past, your body after 70 is not what it once was, and that's perfectly okay, as long as you know how to care for it wisely. 5. Financial risk 1. Wrong click can wipe out your retirement fund. Most people think travel risks lie in health issues, long journeys, or physical exhaustion. But there's one risk that's quieter, faster, and often more painful: losing money. Many older adults are too trusting when it comes to booking hotels, tours, or paying for services, and by the time they realize they've been scammed, it's often too late. Sadly, this doesn't just happen to inexperienced travelers. Even seasoned retirees who carefully plan their trips can fall into traps due to a single moment of carelessness. Mr. George is a perfect example. At 76, he's cautious and thrifty, and had spent an entire year planning a dream vacation to an island. He booked a hotel on a website that looked professional. Great photos, confirmation emails. Everything seemed legit. But when he arrived, he discovered the hotel didn't exist. The address was fake, the phone number didn't work, and no one responded to his emails. He had to scramble to find a place to stay that night, paying double what he had budgeted just to sleep safely. The trip that was supposed to be a reward for a lifetime of hard work became a costly lesson. Older adults are often targets of scammers. Fraudsters prey on those unfamiliar with online booking systems, unsure about exchange rates, or too polite to question suspicious pricing. Some even pose as airport staff, taxi drivers, or helpful locals, only to lead you into unsafe situations or overcharge for basic services. These scams don't just hurt your wallet. They leave emotional scars, feelings of embarrassment, confusion, and helplessness. Then there are financial risks from the system itself. Non-refundable plane tickets canceled due to sudden illness, insurance policies that don't cover pre-existing conditions, or cruise companies refusing to refund for last-minute itinerary changes. These things happen, and without proper preparation, you could lose thousands of dollars in an instant. So how can you protect yourself? First, check whether your current health insurance applies overseas. If not, invest in senior travel insurance. That includes trip cancellations, medical emergencies, and legal support. When booking hotels or flights, use only major platforms with buyer protection, verified addresses, and public reviews. Be wary of deals that seem too good. They usually are. While traveling, avoid carrying large amounts of cash. Use a credit card with a spending limit, and store your financial documents separately from your ID or passport. And most importantly, don't be afraid to say no when you feel uncertain. A senior vacation should feel like a reward, not a financial setback. You deserve to enjoy your journey with peace of mind, not anxiety over avoidable mistakes. Conclusion. It's not whether you travel, but how you travel that matters. Traveling after 70 isn't forbidden. But if you board a plane with the same mindset you had at 40, it may cost you more than you expect. We've just explored 5 risks that many seniors often overlook: health complications, infections, mental fatigue, the danger of falling, and financial traps that even a lifetime of experience may not prepare you for. Each of these can turn a dream trip into a story of regret. Still growing older doesn't mean giving up the joy of exploring. What changes isn't who you are, but how you prepare. Thoughtful planning becomes the strongest shield. For those who wish to keep seeing the world with open eyes, slower steps, and a heart that values peace over rush. If you're considering your next adventure, take a few quiet minutes to reflect. Look at your current health. Consider the length of your itinerary. Think about the conditions of your destination and the level of support available. If something unexpected happens, ask yourself a few simple but essential questions. What if I lose my medication? Who will help if I fall? If I need to come home early, how quickly can I? These questions may not feel as exciting as choosing a travel destination, but they hold the key to truly enjoying your journey without fear or regret. In the end, living longer doesn't mean living smaller, but the longer we live, the more wisely. We must choose what's truly worth our energy. A meaningful trip isn't the farthest or the flashiest. It's the one that brings you home safely, with a soft smile and memories that don't carry any pain. If this message resonated with you, we invite you to share your own travel story in the comments. Whether it's a lesson you've learned or a piece of advice you'd offer to fellow seniors, your voice matters. At ElderlyTV, we cherish every heartfelt story, because it's through these experiences that we help each other age stronger, wiser, and with more grace. And don't forget to subscribe for more thoughtful content on health, safety, and well-being after 60.